Hey, what's up, dude? How's it going? Are you gonna be pulling for Eula? It's like, she's quite cool. Hey, what's up, dude? No, I'm not really. I don't think I'm gonna be pulling for Eula. Like, like her character itself, like, it's a bit uninteresting. She's a physical user, and at the same time, also, her family used to own slaves. You know. But have you checked her new character trailer? The teaser that Genshin actually just dropped recently. Wait, there is a new character trailer. Why not let me check it out? Let me see. We stand for Eula, guys. I'm a Eula sip right now.
Yo, what's up, guys? Today we're gonna be doing a character showcase in terms of the new 5-star banner character. So today the video is a bit different because I'm not gonna be showing my face itself. I feel that some of the videos that I've placed in, I realized that there's a lot of my faces inside there, and it seems to cover most of the important information. So do let me know which one would you prefer, but I think this is actually gonna be okay. But if you need me, if you have any comments in terms of my videos, just put it down in the link and just let me know. So yeah, here we go. She's a Claymore user. She's a Cryo Claymore user, Eula. She's a Cryo mixed physical Claymore user, Claymore damage dealer also, and she's a main DPS role. We will go into that why she's Cryo / physical at the same time. So she does a hybrid amount of damage. So yeah. Her stat progression, ascension levels are based on critical damage, the same as the look. Her ascension is using frost flower from the cryo hypothesis, then lion seed, and also damage mass. Okay, moving onwards, attack talent. So she performs up to 5 consecutive strikes. Charge attack drains stamina over time, perform continuous dashes. Charge attack is the same as the looks charge attack. We will showcase later. A plunging attack. So level 10 damage seems to be good, not much difference, so it's nothing special. 5 seconds is the max duration for a charge attack. Plunge damage is also decent, 368. So yeah, this is just her normal attack. Okay, here comes the E skill, ice type vortex. So there's two parts to this elemental skill, which is press and also hold, meaning tap E and hold E. On the phone will be holding the elemental skill and also tapping the elemental skill. So if you press E, it slashes swiftly, dealing cryo damage. When it hits an opponent, it gains a stack of Grim Hearts that stack up to 2 times. This stack can only be gained every 0.3 seconds. So Grim Heart is basically this stack that increases Eula's resistance to interruption and defense, and then we'll look into the percentage later. Her hold, basically what she does is she consumes all the stacks of Green Heart and also deal AoE cryo damage to opponents in front of her with increased cooldown from her elemental skill. If Green Heart stacks are consumed, surrounding opponents will have their physical resistance and cryo resistance decrease, meaning that this is like a debuff / damage. At the same time also, each consumed stack of Green Heart will be converted into an Ice Roll brand that deals cryo damage to nearby opponents. So at level 10, her normal press damage should be 263%, hold damage will be 442. So do note that Ice Roll brand damage is only 1 stack right now. So we have 2 Grim Heart, so meaning we need to multiply by 2, which is about 340% in terms of cryo damage, and also it provides you a defense bonus of 30% per stack, meaning that if you have 2 stacks, you have 60% increase of defense for your character. So Grim Heart's duration is about 18 seconds, so you don't need to worry that you won't be able to charge, because the press duration is about 4 seconds, the cooldown is about 4 seconds, so meaning that you can weave in between like your normal attack and also at the same time pressing the elemental skill. So the cooldown for holds about 10 seconds is quite long, but it gives a very good debuff for physical resistance and cryo resistance decrease if Grim Heart stacks are consumed. Meaning even if you have only 1 Grim Heart stack, you'll be able to reduce the physical resistance and cryo resistance. So this debuff actually is in line in terms of character. So like this is one of the justification why I say she's like a hybrid cryo and physical damage dealer. We'll move into her elemental burst, which is the bulk of her damage going to be coming from. I'm not saying that the elemental skill won't be able to deal enough damage, but I'll show the numbers for the elemental burst. It's just absurd. The amount is just absurd. Alright. Okay. So Glacial Illumination. So basically, she brandishes a great sword, dealing cryo damage to nearby opponents and creating a light force sword that follows her around for duration for up to 7 seconds. So 7 seconds. Remember this number, very important. I will show you a clip in terms of the importance of this 7 seconds thing. While present, the light force sword increases Eula's resistance to interruption. When Eula's own normal attack, elemental skill, and elemental burst deal damage to opponents, they will charge the light force sword, which can gain an energy stack once every 0.1 second. Once its duration ends, the light force sword will descend and explode violently, dealing physical damage to nearby opponents. This damage scales on the number of energy stacks the light force sword has accumulated. If Eula leaves the field, the light force sword will explode immediately. So this is the reason why, if she leaves the field, this is the reason why she's the main DPS because she's very greedy in terms of attention. Like she needs to be on the field to be able to have a substantial amount of damage from her light force sword. So if you look at level 10, the skill damage is about 400%, which is normal elemental burst amount damage. Light force sword base damage 725% in terms of physical damage in level 10. This is the amount that's crazy. So it's in line with physical resistance decrease. So you reduce by 25% and you reduce 125% in terms of damage. It's high. Damage per stack is 148. Okay, this is where it gets crazy. So maximum stacks of the light force sword you can get is 30 stacks. So each stack is about 148% damage. So if you look at our calculator and we calculate itself, 148 multiplied by 30 stacks, it's about 4,000 over percent in terms of damage. So it's crazy. The amount is crazy, but you can only charge up the light force sword for about 7 seconds, and do note that this like 4,000% damage right here that we're seeing right here, it can crit. Okay, so meaning that if you have a high enough critical damage, that thing is going to hit like a freaking airplane rather than a truck. So yeah, but that's one downside, that energy cost is quite high by 80. So I think that might need a cryo synergy, which later we will talk about it inside the team comps that I would suggest. So yeah, talent ascension material, she's using the Guardian book. It's the Guardian book right here, teaching of resistance. So this is the one that Diluc uses. Damage mask and also Asaha's horn and also crown for level 10 as usual. So we're moving into the passive talent. So when Eula crafts character talent material, she has 10% chance to receive double the product. So this is similar to, I can't remember, Albedo or either Xingqiu or Sucrose, but yeah, this is actually quite a good passive talent when you're leveling characters. Rolling Rhyme. If 2 stacks of Grim Heart are consumed upon unleashing the holding mode of Ice Type Vortex, a shattered Light Force Sword will be created that will explode immediately, dealing 50% of the basic physical damage dealt by Light Force Sword created by Glacial Illumination. That's a lot of words actually. So basically what it means that if you hold the Ice Type Vortex with 2 stacks here, it will deal the normal damage that you have at level 10, normal level 10. At the same time, you'll deal 50% of the skill level of your Elemental Burst, which is, let's say, level 10 itself, which is 125%, which is about like 50% of them will be 310%, I believe, or more than 360 or around 360% in terms of physical damage. So, meaning that your Ice Type Vortex not only hit like a truck already, adding on the physical damage extra from this is gonna hit like a freaking airplane, So yeah, this is quite a good ascension for her. Her Ascension 4 at level 80, Wellsprings of Warlust. When Glacial Illumination is cast, the cooldown of Ice Type Vortex is reset and Eula gains 1 stack of Grimheart. So what it means is that when you use Ice Type Vortex, you press E, already, and then you gain 1 stack of Grimheart, and then next you use Glacial Illumination, which is an Elemental Burst. She'll gain another stack. So now you have 2 stacks, and now what you can do is you can go and hold the Glacial Illumination, and then you will be able to consume all the stacks for Ice Type Vortex. So what meaning is that you will bypass the cooldown that is needed of 4 seconds, because Glacial Illumination after you use Glacial Illumination will then reset the elemental skill. So yeah, it resets the Ice Type Vortex. So yep, you will get 2 stacks, and so the combo will be E, and then you will have E already, then you will Elemental Burst, and then after that you would then go back to use the whole damage to consume the 2 stacks, and then you reduce the defense, physical resistance of the enemy and cryo resistance, and then like you just wait for your Light Force Sword to explode. So yeah, this is the Ascension passive talents. Constellation. So in my personal opinion, I think that C6 for Eula is needed to fully utilize the Glacial Illumination 30 stacks itself, and I'll show you a clip later and explain why you will need C6 for you to fully utilize the 30 stacks. So don't worry, we'll get into that later. So first constellation, Tidal Illusion. Every time Ice Type Vortex Grimheart stacks are consumed, Eula's physical damage is increased by 30% for 6 seconds. So this is actually quite good. So what it means is that if your Ice Type Vortex consumes a stack of Grimheart, you will then increase the physical damage. So each stack consumed will increase duration of the effects by 6 seconds up to 18 seconds. So I guess 1 stack will be 6 seconds, 2 stacks if you consume will be 18 seconds for this physical damage boost. Yeah. Okay, Lady of Sea Foam. So it's not really showing much, but I'm assuming is that decreases the cooldown of the Ice Type Vortex holding mode. The holding mode is about 10 seconds. If you see from here, holding cooldown is 10 seconds. It will then reduce it. It will be identical towards the E skill from E skill cooldown, cause like layout mobile tapping, layout PC press, layout PS is press. So I'm believing is that your your asset vortex hold and also press will be the same duration, which is 4 seconds in terms of cooldown. So this is actually quite a good constellation if you want to main Eula. I think this is worth getting. So C3, I would say it's also worth getting also, but it's a bit too expensive if you're not a super whale. So I won't pass on this. I think this tool it changes the playstyle a bit, and it's more interesting having like two having a playstyle change rather than just a damage boost. So it just increases the elemental burst by 3, which is beneficial to your light force sword base damage. 900%, 50% will be like what, 450, 470%. So yeah. C4, Abstinence of One's Inferior. Light Force Sword deals 25% increased damage against opponents with less than 50% HP. So anything at less than 50% HP gets hit by Glacial Illuminations, full stack, 30 stack, it wouldn't survive. So you just wouldn't survive. So this is just quality of life. I wouldn't say it's very important. I believe that C1 and C2 it's definitely worth investing, but C4 and C3 not in my personal opinion. Chivalric Quality increases level Ice type Vortex by 3. It just increases the E skill by 3 levels. And the last one, C6 Noble Obligation. Light Force Sword created by Glacial Illumination starts with 5 stacks of energy, meaning that now you have 25 more stacks to go to reach the 30 stacks target. So yeah, so you start off with 5 stacks. So normal attack, elemental skill, and elemental burst have 50% chance to grant the Light Force Sword an additional stack of energy. So it just gives you no additional chance of you generating energy, so meaning that you will reach the 30 stacks much faster rather than what's that thing called, much faster rather than not being fully utilizing the 30 stacks. So I'll show you a clip in terms of why I believe that the stack is needed, the C6 is needed for the 30 stacks. So yeah, so let's get into it then. Okay, so I'm gonna be showing you in terms of why we need C6 for Eula to fully utilize her 30 stacks like force sword damage from Glacial Illumination, which is elemental burst. So in the description it only says that normal attack, elemental skill, elemental burst can charge the what's that thing called, charge your light force sword. So I'm just gonna tell you that it's nearly impossible for you to hit 30 attacks using Eula or using Claymore characters within 7 seconds. So we know that Diluc has a 4 combo kind of thing. Eula has about 5 combos. So I'm just gonna be counting it and see. 1, 2. Shit. Sorry guys. I'll give a moment. So yeah, okay. We're gonna be counting in terms of like the seconds. How many seconds is needed in terms of like to hit the normal attack. So let me get my timer out. I'm gonna put 7 seconds. So because like the light force will be there for about 7 seconds. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the timer stopped already. So we managed to hit 3 combos, which is about 3 times 4 is about 12 stacks. So meaning you get about 12 stacks in terms of your light force sword for elemental burst. So which is not as close as you need it to be to hit the 30 stacks. So I believe Eula can hit a bit further than that because she has a 5 combo hit, and I think 2 of the hits within the 5 combo does like two hits. So meaning in 5 hits she'll be able to hit about like 7 hits. So if you think about it, 7 hits in 3 combos will be 21 stacks. So it's also not as close to your 30 stacks that you need. So why I would say it's only 21 stacks because Eula has a 5 hit combo, and the 5 hit combo, in 2 of the combos she's able to hit twice. So meaning that the total 5 combos that she can hit 7 times. Okay, so 7 times and multiply by 3 times like what Diluc can do, it's about 21. So she can only charge up to 21 stacks. So that's just the downside. That's why I say that the C6 is really needed in order for her to fully utilize the absurd amount of damage, like 4000% at level 10. For her to, she only able to charge 30 stacks in 7 second time with the C6. So that's the reason why I say that, you know, she's a bit, she needs a C6 to fully utilize the elemental burst. So yeah, that's just my opinion. So sup guys, so let's look at the leaks itself. Let's show you in terms of an elemental burst. So that's just now what you see just now was the elemental skill. That's the tab one. So now it's using an elemental burst. So if we look at it, there's a small light force sword that's charging up, and she's constantly hitting the enemies, but it doesn't seem to be getting charged up to the full amount. So if you look at it closer at the back, I'll show it. Yeah, here, right here. So she slashes, and you see her sword is small. So just now when we saw her, the more that she hit, the sword gets bigger. So I believe that if you get 30 stacks, the sword will become a full big sword. So like just now when we saw her, she was hitting constantly, and she wasn't able to hit the 30 stacks because the sword wasn't completed. So as you can see, she's trying to hit. See, the sword gets longer, bigger, and then it explodes. So yeah, so like I said, you will not be able to hit the 30 stacks if you don't have the C6, unless you have like some attack speed modifiers. So we'll come to that later in terms of attack speed modifiers in terms of the team comp. So I will show you later. So but yeah, this is just why I would say that you need C6 for her to get her elemental burst after 30 stacks. Okay, so we're going to be going through in terms of what is the best artifacts that is going to be for our beloved Eula, our Cryo Waifu. You know her sneeze is so cute. So yeah, my first recommendation will be Pale Flame set. Cause her absurd number of physical damage modifiers is coming out from her elemental skill, elemental burst itself. I think she's definitely siding towards the physical side. So that's why I would recommend Pale Flame also. And also there's another reason why. So 2-piece set will grant you a physical damage increase of 25%, which is good all the time. When I meant 4-piece bonus will be when an elemental skill hits an opponent, attack is increased by 9% for 7 seconds. This effect stacks up to 2 times and can be triggered every 1.3 seconds. Once 2 stacks are reached, the 2-set effect is increased by 100%. So meaning this will be increased until 50%, and you will you will increase like you 50% increase in physical damage and also 18% in terms of your attack. So it's actually quite a big damage boost. So why I would say it's good is because like one, physical damage modifiers for our Eula, it's crazy. So the more physical damage you have, the higher damage is going to churn out. At the same time also, like the effect stacks up to 2 times. So it's the similar effect like your Grim Heart. So if you fully utilize them, you'll be able to have both of them up as in there. So there's a lot of stacking in terms of Eula. So this is one of the stats that I would recommend. And if we look into our Stainless Bloom flowers will always be HP, whilst the plume will always be attack. So I think this is your, I can't remember, it's your hourglass. I think this is your hourglass, which we will need to focus in terms of attack percentage. We don't take energy, recharge, defense, and HP. We focus on attack percentage. Your goblet, you will be focusing on physical damage percentage. No doubt, because you're going physical. So this is the artifact that we need. And then lastly, the mask, we will go for critical rate or critical damage depending on what do we have right here. So if we have a higher amount of critical rate already, then we will go for critical damage mask. Yeah, so if you have a high amount of critical damage, but then if you don't have critical rate, then you will go for the critical rate one. But I will believe that you should go for critical rate because Eula's Ascension, if you look here, it's based on critical damage percentage. So she gets about 30% critical damage, and I also feel that she somehow is lacking in terms of critical rate. Looking at the weapons itself. So yeah, so that's one of the sets that I recommend. So this is just my thought. The next set I would recommend would be the Icebreaker set. If you're going to play her cryo damage, so we were gonna have a cryo damage team later, but then we will see. I will show you the teams a bit later. But for this itself, you're going for cryo DPS. It's always better to get Blizzard Strayer because it gives you free critical rate. So your 2-piece bonus gives you cryo damage bonus of 15%. So 4-piece gives you character attacks an opponent affected by cryo. Crit rate is increased by 20%. If the opponent is frozen, crit rate is increased by additional 20%. So meaning that you get about 40% free in terms of critical rate. So what happens if you're gonna have a team that is you have a Hydro and also a Cryo at the same time, you're gonna get 40% in terms of critical rate. So what happens is that for your goblet, your hourglass, you will go for attack percentage as usual. Your goblet right here, sorry, your hourglass is attack percentage. Your goblet, you'll be going for cryo damage instead. elemental damage, cryo damage, because we're going cryo damage build. And also your circlet, I would suggest you to go for critical damage, because you have already 40% in terms of critical rate already, and you just need to stack up in critical damage itself. I think, and also same time also it's good to build in terms of critical rate within your other artifacts also, so you can boost the amount of damage going to be dealt out by the critical damage, because you need critical rate for it to deal critical damage. If you have a low amount of critical rate, you won't be able to deal critical damage that often. So yeah. The last set I would recommend with Gladiator's Finale. I think this is a set that if you have a lying around, you can just use it on her. But then if you have not farmed any of the set for Icebreaker or Pale Flame, it's good to use Gladiator, because it gives you an attack 18% increase. It's not as good as the Icebreaker and Pale Flame, but it's okay. So 4-piece order, if the builder uses a sword, claymore or polearm, increase your normal attack damage by 35%. So it just basically boosts your your attack, your normal attack by 35% if you're playing Eula. So I think this is just a meh set. I don't think that you should go for. I think the best set will be Icebreaker and Pale Flame. I think hands down, my personal opinion, Pale Flame will be best, because the modifiers are big, as like what I said before. You can also go for Bloodstained Chivalry, but I don't think you should get it to 4-piece. You can always go 2-piece physical damage or 2-piece Gladiator, so you get the synergy of increased attack percentage and also physical damage increase in terms of percentage. You can also mix and match a bit if you want to have. You can also have 2 Pale Flame, 2 Bloodstained Chivalry if you want to, so you have a 50% increase of critical damage. Physical damage. So it's up to you how you want to do it, but I think 4-piece set bonuses for Pale Flame is too good to pass up. So this is just my opinion in terms of artifact, and let's move on to the next session. Okay, let's go. So now we are at the team composition part. So as usual, I always gonna have a replacement for our character. So Eula is gonna be Diluc. So Diluc is Eula is Diluc in this case. Okay guys, remember, Eula is Diluc is Eula. I know Diluc is not as hot as Eula, but yes, Eula is Diluc. So in this case, we are gonna be showcasing the banner character. So we know the banner is gonna have Eula, Xingyan, Beidou, and Xingqiu. This combination is actually quite good. I'm gonna show you why. So first we have Eula, which is going to be dealing cryo damage. 2 is we have Xingqiu. Xingqiu is always good in the team because that he's able to deal damage on his elemental burst. The elemental burst right here, if you didn't know, that he generates these swords that will attack while your character attacks while he's off the field. So this is good. So meaning that he's able to freeze characters and at the same time also freeze characters and also deal hydro at the same time. So why is Xingyan good? Let me show you why. One of her ascension itself, it will give you 15% increased physical damage. So meaning that if she uses her E skill, her Spring Fervor, and swap out to Eula, she's able to get an increase in physical damage. So this is good for her. At the same time also, one of her constellation, if you have her at C3, I think C4, C4 Xingyan, you're able to decrease the physical resistance by 15%. So meaning that Eula is already dealing 25% in terms of physical reduction already. You plus on this 15%. At the same time, we're gonna bring in Beidou, who's gonna be dealing Superconduct. So Superconduct reduces 50% of it. So total up together, you about 90% in terms of physical resistance decrease. 15 from here, 25 from there. 25 is like 25 was in 30. 40, then you plus Beidou's 50% reduction in Superconduct, you will have 90% in terms of physical resistance decrease. So yeah, and why Beidou is good is because we're gonna ultimately use her in terms of her electro application, so can proc Superconduct for our daily Eula. At the same time also, Beidou also quite good as a support because her, if I go to her talents itself, her Stormbreaker basically grants a shield that when normal attack and charge attack hits you under the ones that protected by a shield gets electro damage. So meaning that if you have this up and you have Xingqiu together, you will prop electro charge while you're using Eula to attack with both of the elemental bursts out. So you're dealing consistent damage out there. At the same time also, Beidou's elemental burst can help Eula prop the elemental reaction, which is super contact to reduce physical resistance, so that she can keep doing high physical damage output. So this is just my team comp for banner characters, and I think the banner characters are not bad, so I think you should consider. So let's move on to the second team composition. Second team comp, I'll call it the physical set, which is this. So Diluc, Fischl, Zhongli, and Xingyan. This is not my favorite set. I would say that the banner character set seems to be better. So why I would say this set is decent is because Diluc, sorry not Diluc, Eula will be Diluc. Eula is dealing cryo application. Fisher can proc an E out, so meaning that while Eula attacks and uses her elemental skill, she will be able to proc super conduct. At the same time also Oz will be able to consistently attack out. And Zhongli is just there for reduction in physical resistance. So if you look at Zhongli's talents itself under her Dominus Lapidus, the whole itself, it will reduce the whole shield. It will reduce the what's the amount? Yeah, here Jade shield. Yeah, it will reduce the physical resistance of opponents by 20%. So this is good for Eula, because she's always gonna be in close range with monsters or Helios, and Xingyan is just to give a boost in terms of your physical damage, like I said here. The now Ascension 4 increase in 50% physical damage. At the same time also you will have your C4 if you have physical resistance 15%. So 15% plus 50% from how to say what's the word called? From 15% plus Eula's 25% in terms of physical resistance will be 15, 25, 40, and then plus superconduct is 90%, and you have Zhongli to reduce another 20%. So in total you have a reduction of 110 physical resistance decrease. So and then Eula's elemental burst will just burst everything down in a matter of 7 seconds. So yeah, so this is just the team comp that I have, and the last team comp that I want to show you guys would be the Cryo team. So this is I think this team is quite fun, but I won't say that it's as good as the rest of the other team, because I'll show you what's the reason why. So this team comp, what happens is that you will need the enemies to come close to you, because Chongyun, we're gonna be utilizing Chongyun itself. Here. So what's gonna happen is that the combo will be Eula goes into battle and she gets all the monsters aggro. What happens is that Chongyun will then E, Fisher will then E, Xingqiu will use his elemental burst, and then Eula will just go ham inside this circle here to do damage. So while this is on, this is a Claymore user, Chongyun will be able to grant cryo infusion on Eula, so meaning that Eula can do cryo damage while inside the circle, and then while Oz is attacking, it will do cryo, what's the thing called? Cryo, we will do superconduct, which reduces physical resistance. At the same time also do cryo damage as an AoE, and Xingqiu will be able to use the Xingqiu's sword will be able to proc frozen, because like Chongyun's always, because Eula's always in Chongyun's E to deal cryo, and at the same time also shatters damage. You can shatter by using Geo on frozen enemies or using Claymore. So in this case, since Eula is a Claymore user, while she's attacking, she's able to deal tremendous amount of damage, because Xingqiu and Chongyun, they will always be doing frozen while Eula's hitting, and then shatter will be based on Eula's level. So it's quite a good investment in this. So it just constantly have like crowd control for all of these characters. So yeah, this is just my recommendation. This is my Cryo comp. But just one thing to note off, right, most of the team comps that I have introduced right here, if you go and see the banner team and the physical team, both of them, Eula has to have a physical damage goblet. Eula has to have a physical damage goblet. But for in this case in Cryo team, you can actually depending on how you want the damage to be, you can change the artifacts for the goblet right here to be physical, to be cryo actually. So reason being is because to be cryo damage actually. So why I would say cryo damage for this is because under when you do Choyun's E itself, while the person's attacking, since it's doing cryo damage, so if the person has a cryo damage goblet, which is the cup right here, if he has a cryo damage cup here, the person will be able to deal more cryo damage. So if you put physical cup for while you're fighting inside Choyun's E itself, you would then lose out in terms of the damage increase. So if you're going to be consistently fighting in Chongyun's E, then you should get a Cryo Cup. If not, then if you're feeling that you're always out of the circle while you're fighting, then you can always go for a physical cup itself. But I think elemental reaction is more fun, so it's good to have Chongyun in the team. And at the same time also, Chongyun gives you an attack speed increase in terms of your in terms of this. So yeah, see, her Ascension 1 that any character that clay arm or pole arm users will increase their normal attack speed increased by 8%. So what happens is that we previously saw in the video that I showed, you can hit about 21 stacks because of a normal attack. So what happens is that likely you can increase that number a bit more further with Chongyun's E before the thing explodes. Okay? Yeah. So yeah, this is just a recommendation of my team comp. So let's move on to the next session. Okay guys, so now we're going to be talking about what would be the best weapon for Eula. So one of the good things about Eula is that she's actually quite free to play friendly, because most of the weapons that she's going to be having for free to play are all physical damage bonus. So it's actually quite good for her. But let's talk about the best weapons for her. So by right, all banner characters work really well with the weapons they're going to have. The banner weapon that's going to come out will be Song of Broken Pines. So the secondary set has physical damage. At the same time also, it has the highest base damage in terms of Claymore at level 90. If you look at Wolf's Gravestone, it's only 608, which is lacking about 130 plus damage. So this weapon will be definitely better. The higher attack you have, that means your Eula can churn out more damage. So yeah, physical damage is the secondary stat, so it's quite good for Eula. You have passive ability. What happens is it's actually quite long. So what happens is that it increases attack by 16% when normal attack and charge attack hits opponents. But but you need to get 4 sigils. So when 4 sigils consume, all your party members will get like this buff that gives you normal attack speed by 12%, increase attack by 20%. So this is actually quite good for Eula, because like she's also part of that, so she'll be able to get like increase of a 12% attack speed, which will get her closer to her 30 stacks of an elemental burst if needed. At the same time also, the attack itself is it's just when you normal and charge attack hits, so it doesn't have stack. So it's just my fault for saying that. But yeah, normal attack, and so TLDR, normal attack, if you hit enemies and charge attack hit enemies, you get an attack increase of 16%. But then if you have 4 Sigils of Whisper while you're attacking, it will then be consumed and increase the attack speed and also attack for all characters nearby you. Okay, so this is the weapon I would recommend, but I won't say, I'd say it's quite good. I would say it's quite because of the high base damage and also the physical damage percentage that they have. So yeah, this is my first recommendation, my number 1 choice. My second choice would be Wolf Gravestone. Wolf Gravestones will always be good, no matter what. I don't think that it will be bad, because like every time it increases attack by 20%. On hit, if an opponent is less than 30% HP, increase the all party members attack by 40% for 12 seconds. So it's actually quite good. At the same time also, it has quite high base damage, but it's not as compared towards like your Song of Broken Pines, but it's also quite decent. And also the increase in attack percentage is also quite high, 50% in terms of increase in attack. So it will then accumulate for our dearest Eula. So this is my second choice for my 5-star weapon. The third choice, and I would say free to play friendly, would be the Snow Tome Star Silver. A base damage of 565 is quite close towards Wolf's Gravestone 608. At the same time also, it gives you about 30% secondary stat in terms of your physical damage bonus. So special ability, hitting an opponent with normal and charge attack have a 60% chance of forming and dropping an Everfrost Icicle above them. Dealing AoE damage equals to 80% of attack. Opponents affected by cryo instead dealt 200% of attack and can only occur every 10 seconds. So meaning that since like Eula is a cryo user, so she'll always be having an increased damage down of 200%. So this is actually quite good for her for free to play option. The second free to play option that I would suggest would be Prototype Archaic. This thing will be actually quite good because it has a attack percentage stat, and also base damage is also quite decent as compared to it's quite similar to Snow Tome Star Silver. I think Snow Tome Star Silver. Yep, correct. So nothing much. On hit, normal charge attack have 50% chance to deal additional 240% attack damage within a small AoE, and can only occur every 15 seconds. So Snow Tome is better because it's shorter cooldown. At the same time also, physical damage percentage is better than attack percentage because of the damage calculation. At the same time also, Eula's going to be dealing a lot of physical damage, so Snow Tome Star Silver is quite good. So yeah, this is the free to play option. And also if you're going for like for the banner weapons, I think banner weapons are always good. Banner weapons, what I mean is like the battle pass weapon. Sorry, the battle pass weapon will always be good because it gives you synchronistic critical rate. So give about 27% in terms of critical rate. So meaning that your goblet has to be critical damage if you need to, but you can always put critical rate if you want to. But I would suggest critical damage for a goblet if you're using the serpent spine. So the special passive ability is that every 4 seconds characters on the field, they will deal 6% more damage and take 3% more damage. This effect has a 5 stacks max, and it will not be resetted if the character leaves the field, but reduced by 1 stack when the character takes damage. So meaning that if Eula takes damage, she will then reduce by 1 stack, but it's okay because she's gonna be more on the field most of the time because she's a main DPS and she's quite greedy. When I told you before that her elemental burst needs her to be on the field to charge up the attack to deal a shit ton of damage. So yeah, so this is my recommendation for this. Is actually not bad, but I would prefer the free-to-play option rather than this itself. So you don't need to really invest in terms of the, I would say, the battle pass, but then if you have the money, why not? You can always get that, but then if not, you can always go for Snowtome Silver and Prototype Archaic for free-to-play option. And the last one I would recommend would be Black Thief Slasher. I don't think this is as good as the rest of them. Reason being is because the secondary passive, you don't really utilize it most of the time. So after defeating an opponent, attacks increase by 12% for 30 seconds. This has the effect of maximum 3 stacks. And then the duration of the stack is independent of others. So meaning that if you're going for Abyss itself, then if you're going for like Spiral Trough itself, there's not much of like monsters you need to hit. So you won't really benefit much from this. But the only reason why I would suggest this is because of the secondary stat of critical damage. It gives you a 55% increase in critical damage. So meaning that in this case, you will need to have a mask, face mask of how to say a critical rate, because you need to cover what the weapon is lacking, which is a critical rate. So you will need a critical rate mask for this. So yeah, these are my recommendations. So Song of Broken Pines is first, Most Greystone second, Snowtome Silver third, Prototype Archaic 4, Serpent Spine 5, and Black Thief Slasher 6. So yeah, this is just my recommendations in terms of Eula. So hope you guys are alright with it. And yeah, I think today's video we are gonna be done already. So thank you for your time watching this video. I really do appreciate the support that you all provided me. We are taking a turn in terms of how the video is gonna turn out, because I'm trying some new things. At the same time also, as I said before, I removed the picture of my face down there because I think it's blocking most of the important details. So yeah, I'm just try and see that. So do let me know what I can improve on. You want me, what kind of videos you want me to do for build guide next time. I will gladly help you guys do it. And I hope you guys stay safe, and I'll see you again. Bye.